What's up, y'all? I came to bother y'all real quick. I'm at work. I'm chilling. There's not too much to do. So, since I left you guys for a long time on my channel with no content and nothing to kind of fill your minds with or allow for you to, I haven't just been having to creating content because I just been, focusing on other things. And to be honest with you, I just drew a blank a lot of times. A lot of times, I'm trying to gather my thoughts and implement good content. So I'm not just saying, I just want you guys to be able to get, the best of me. And if I can't deliver the best of me, then I don't want to deliver at all. So, my creative juices are flowing, and I'm able to articulate myself better than usual. So I want to give you guys some information, and I want to talk about this Tupac case. Yeah, and it's crazy. If you are somebody that thinks logically, right, and you can see through uh, unsubstantial evidence. You can see when somebody's trying to play with you, trying to run a game on you, and everybody's being ran game on. This QPD dude is absolutely crazy. First of all, let me ask you something. If you commit a murder somewhere, right, if you're part of a murder, and you have a criminal record, you've helped, you've been a federal informant, you've been a state informant, um, would you buy a house or live in the same state of which you committed the biggest crime in Las Vegas history? Keefe D has a house in Las Vegas. If this man committed Tupac's murder, if he was in the Cadillac the night that Tupac was assassinated, why would he live in Las Vegas? The only reason or way I would think he would live in Las Vegas is if he knows he's safe there. He knows that he'll never be charged for the murder. But I think his handlers, KPD's handlers, the feds, and some local law enforcement have been making him busy. He's been getting on a lot of shows, YouTube shows and channels, telling people this holy story. This story with so many holes in it. That he was in the Cadillac. First, he handed it to Orlando Anderson, the gun, and then he let it to Big Dre. And it just so happened that the rest of the occupants of the Cadillac are dead. So he's the only one alive. And I just think that it's really, it benefits those who are truly involved in Tupac's assassination. It benefits them greatly because they're really behind the scenes manipulating this thing. Let me tell you something. I'm going to just throw some facts out here to kind of debunk the KPD story. The night Orlando Anderson was stomped, after he was stomped, he went to Sunrise Hospital. There's documents that actually have been released by some journalists that I've seen personally. He went to Sunrise Hospital, which is in Las Vegas, because his shoulder was dislocated. So let me tell you something. Let me ask you a question. If I get jumped, then I go to the hospital and I have a dislocated shoulder, how am I going to be an hour or two later in traffic on a Mike Tyson fight night in Las Vegas, being able to find the biggest rapper and the most popular rapper of all time and be able to pull up next to him perpendicular, only and stick my arm out the window, only being able to shoot Tupac? So it just doesn't happen that way unless there was time, there was planning, and there was communication. So Orlando Anderson didn't do it. He's a part of the cover-up for sure. He's the patsy for sure, the obvious patsy and the dead patsy. In 1998, he was killed. And this is something they won't tell you. Orlando Anderson sued Death Row, or I think in Death Row, I think he sued the Tupac estate for false, accusing him of killing Tupac. And guess what? He won. He won that case. And guess what? He was awarded, I think, like $600,000, something like that. Well, the day he was awarded, the day he was awarded that victory in that case is the day he died. Just so happened to die in a Compton car wash. And guess who was first on the scene when he died? Reggie Wright Jr. Oh my gosh, the head of security for Death Row Records. He just so happened to be the first person on the scene at Orlando's death. Three other people died as well, but I think the main target was Orlando Anderson. So that's what you call cleaning house. Um, yes, Reggie Wright Jr. was head of security. Also that night, Tupac Shakur was being followed by the FBI and the ATF. They were following him. They've been following him. If you listen to Tupac's music, he'll tell you that he's being followed by the feds. He tells you that the cops want to kill him. But we'll just go ahead and say gangbangers want to kill him. Yeah, the FBI and the ATF were following him that night in that motorcade. They watched him, they filmed him, they recorded his assassination. Uh, Kevin Hackey slipped up, and there's an old video on Bomb First. That's that with Kevin Hackey when he says the FBI filmed both Tupac and Biggie's assassination. Now this is before he got scared and said that hey, I don't want no parts of this, and he went along with the official narrative of Orlando Anderson. Kevin Hackey, he was an undercover FBI informant, bodyguard, one of Tupac's bodyguards. But that night, the FBI, ATF were in the motorcade following him. So as they watched him getting shot, they didn't intervene. They didn't intervene. They allowed it to happen. So if this was just some gang bang, wham bam, bam bam, why would the FBI and ATF not intervene? It's a little weird. You know why? Because they knew it was going to happen. They orchestrated this. They quarterbacked this. They supervised this assassination. You think that FBI and the ATF are going to allow this to happen without any professionalism? You think that they're going to trust these guys to carry out this assassination without being there, without supervising, without making sure everything went according to plan? The night, the beat, Orlando Anderson's beatdown. I'm sorry, I'm everywhere with this because I got a lot of information. I'm gonna get it out. Orlando Anderson's beatdown was being watched by Reggie Wright Jr.'s dad, the chief, or I think he was the chief, or the head of the Compton gangbang unit. The chief, he was there. Reggie Wright Sr., he was there. Now, why would Reggie Wright Sr. from Compton be in Las Vegas watching, just so happen to watch Orlando Anderson get beat down? Because he's involved. He has to supervise, make sure things are going according to plan. Also, Kevin Gaines, which I think is the shooter, he assisted, he was a close confidant of Suge Knight, along with Mir Muhammad, David Mack, Rafael Perez, Nino Durden. Now, Kevin Gaines is FBI. There's an FBI file or FBI document that says Kevin Gaines was in Las Vegas 2 days before Tupac arrived, and I think about 6 days after Tupac was dead. I wonder why he was there. He was there on special assignment. A special assignment. Now, this guy, Kevin Gaines, and it's documented that he assisted death row people, death row gang members that just like for death row. He assisted them in setting up spots where they can sell drugs. He assisted in money laundering. He assisted in the selling guns. So this is the type of police officers that you have at death row: criminal, gang-banging police officers working at death row. September 27, Tupac fired his, and I think this is a major part of him, reason why he was assassinated. He fired David Kenner, his Jewish lawyer. Now, David Kenner is a part of the JDL, the Jewish Defense League, and the Jewish Defense League is the Israeli cutout of the CIA. Okay, so this sounds very familiar to you. Every artist back in the day always had a manager, a lawyer that was Jewish. And they always had a manager and lawyer that was Jewish at the time that they were assassinated or they ended up dead. Tupac also called an audit on Death Row Records because the books were being cut and he was owed so much money. Well, They had to kill Tupac because Tupac invited the feds in on their business, right? They invited the feds to look at Death Row and say, hey, these guys are doing this now. If the feds would have came, and they were already investigating Death Row, they knew that they were selling guns. They knew that they were killing people. They knew all of this. They knew all this. But the fact that I think Tupac called that audit, they had to get rid of him because that would have caused a lot of people to go to jail. It would have caused a lot of other people to do time. So they had to get rid of Tupac. Tupac Shakur was, and there's plenty of other reasons too. But Death Row Records, their main reason were the audit, him leaving Death Row with all his masters and all that money, and also if they would have they killed Tupac Shakur, they could benefit from his music for a lifetime. So this Tupac's assassination is so deep. There's many other facts that I can give to you, and that I'll probably give some more facts to you that I think I kind of left out. But just to give you a general idea of why Tupac's assassination is much deeper than gangbanging. Don't you let them tell you that Tupac's assassination was just on some gangbang stuff. Gangbangers don't shoot like that. The car pulled ahead just enough to be able to only shoot Tupac. And Suge Knight was definitely involved. If Suge Knight wasn't involved, how come the shooter took such good care to not hit him? Suge Knight is 300 some odd pounds in that little BMW. If it was just some gangbang stuff, Suge Knight would have got hit too. And he didn't get hit in his head with a bullet. It was glass. Also, I'm going to leave you with this one last thing. Frank Alexander, Tupac's bodyguard, before he was murdered, I believe, shot twice in the back of the head. But that's for another story. He said out of his mouth, and there's a video here on YouTube, that 2 weeks before he died, the FBI they conceded their investigation on Tupac and Biggie Small's murders, and their findings were that the FBI's findings. This is what the FBI said: that Suge Knight and Reggie Wright Jr. both took hits out on Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. This came out of Frank Alexander's mouth. He did an interview with I can't remember who he did the interview with, but if you go on YouTube, you put in the search bar the interview verbatim, the interview that got Frank Alexander silenced, and you will hear Frank Alexander say that the FBI released documents, and they found that Reggie Wright Jr. and Suge Knight both took out hits on both of these artists. Now, I want to leave you with that. Okay, I want to leave you with that because I don't want to get too involved, deep. I don't want to get too off track. But the information I gave you, you use it. Now, don't believe me. You don't want to believe me? Cool. Look it up. Research it. If you will believe a lying cop like Greg Kading, then what's wrong? If a lying cop like Greg Kading and Reggie Wright Jr. can release information that is false and lie, then how come the people that are being honest can't release information or can't voice what's truly going on? And did you know that with everything going on involved, if that has to involve with Tupac Shakur's murder, that nobody's contacted the family and let them know anything. So really, their intention is to just cover stuff up because it's not genuine. They haven't contacted Tupac's family at all. I know his mother's gone, but his sister is here, and other family members are still here. His father's here, and they haven't contacted. And no, there's no entities, LAPD or the Las Vegas Police Department haven't contacted any family members of Tupac to keep them updated on what's going on. Tupac's family had to find out through the media outlets. How disingenuous is that? But I just want to leave you guys with that information. Don't believe the hype. PD is a fall guy, and I believe that once he gets behind those jail cells, he's gonna die because there's no need for him. There's no need for him. They can kill him and get this murder off the books. And what's crazy is, I keep on talking, but they had to get a grand jury to indict PD. Do you know a grand jury can indict a ham sandwich? There's no evidence except for the word of this federal informant snitch that points to Keefe D being in the Cadillac, being there that night, and being on the strip that night that Tupac was assassinated. So y'all be blessed. Please like, comment, share, and let me know, man. I'm doing my thing. All right, peace.